All right, what's up, everyone? I've got a bit of an update here. Dan Gorfinkle you're in Boston proper, right?
Yeah, Greater Boston.
Market. Yeah, so Greater Boston came over from another brokerage. I'll let you tell your story here in a minute. And just having really good success. I think this is going to play out. That the point of this story is you're super excited about the EXP platform, but it's not necessarily like your business is just running as usual, right? So it's just like you're an awesome agent that is just sees this as a future of real estate, and you're super excited about it. So let's back up a little bit. Tell us a little bit about like your journey in real estate. You sell a ton of real estate. You'll text me or Vox me like your numbers, and I'm like, are you seriously at like whatever 30 something million, less than 6 months into this year? And so take a little bit of the punchline away, but more so to keep you watching our conversation. But tell us about your journey in real estate, the different brokerages, your experience, how you built your business, and then what we're building together at EXP.
Yeah, absolutely, Lars. Thanks again for having me on, man. It's been an amazing ride the past 4.5 months since I've joined EXP. But to back up a little bit, I started in real estate in 2006. I spent about 12 years with Remax, a little over 3 years with Compass, and I've kind of always felt that I needed that behemoth brand behind me to be successful in real estate, just kind of that safety net. And I realized that being with Remax was an amazing decision because after X number of years, I started selling on as a matter of course, 35 million in real estate annually. I came in as the top broker in New England in 2015, and I was perennially in the top three thereafter. I figured the next move would be to Compass, where it's a prominent luxury brand in the city of Boston. And I thought that was going to basically propel me into selling, $2, $3, $4 million homes. And while my business stayed the same, so it didn't hurt my business, it didn't necessarily translate into me selling multi-million-dollar properties. I am who I am. I'm really the brand when you think about it. And I realized that when I made the hop over to EXP, the very strange coincidence, and I think most of it is due to just a reinvigoration of my mindset towards producing and selling a lot of properties. But I'm looking at my spreadsheet right now, and so far since I joined EXP in February, so about 4.5 months into working with EXP, have 17 million in closed business since the beginning of February. And I've got another 12 million in pending sales. That's almost $30 million in the span of 4.5 months. And the funny thing is, my two highest sale prices ever are going to be closing in the third quarter. One's in excess of $3 million and another one's in excess of $4 million. I've never had this kind of success before. I've always been steady, consistent, but this has just been mind blowing, to be honest.
Yeah, that's amazing. Especially, and even you having some conversations with agents and, the hesitation around changing brokerage or thinking that the brand is somehow attached to their success. And, without picking on another brokerage, there's a value proposition to everything. So, some brands sort of, they make bigger promises and they take more of your commission check. And, and now you capped in like one or two transactions, or
Yeah, a couple of transactions.
super
Yeah.
fast. You're already an icon agent, so you'll qualify to get your cap back in EXP stock, which as of the time of this recording, the stock price is down, which is, I think, amazingly awesome for you guys that are still in production. But what would you tell somebody, having all of the years in the business and being like, number one and getting the awards and the trophies, how do you see the future differently now that you're in this platform?
I mean, I see it way differently. I think that a lot of times as a young agent, you feel like you want or you need those accolades, you need that recognition. And I think we all do to a degree, but as a real estate professional, a lot of times we use those accolades to try and get additional business out of. That may work, that may not work. But I mean, at the end of the day, again, going back to it really is you who is the brand, ourselves are. But as far as the platform, again, it's something that I figured that the previous platform I was on was an amazing one. And now that I've progressed to the EXP platform, it actually outshines in a lot of different ways. And there's been so many acquisitions. I think there was actually something that was acquired up in Canada. So something not related to the States, but in terms of a lead generating platform, there's KV Core. That, I could enumerate everything throughout the course of this call, but there's so many ways that I can run my business on the EXP platform that outshines that of any other brand. And I'm happy to talk to anybody on the whys and wherefores. I just wouldn't kind of go over it during this call.
Yeah, it's more of a shift of mindset to realizing that, you need to get the tools, you need to get the training, you need to have a financial sort of agreement with your brokerage that makes sense, but has you feeling like you're getting the better deal, right? But then to be able to run your business the way you want to run your business. So the one thing I'll explain, and I want to hear from you about like how you could partner with agents. I want to explain that, wherever you are, so you could be in Canada, you could be in the US and 20 other countries, you could partner with Dan at EXP. So you could align yourself with a super successful, fearlessly selling. And I do want you to touch on your on season, off season, just because I think it's awesome. But someone that plays the game of business and life and charges pretty hard at both at a really high level. You could plug into your local brokerage operations. I mean, you could be listening to this in Spain, reach out to Dan, say, Dan, would you kind of teach me some of the tricks, or, can I plug into your group and the tools that you have, but still be in Spain? And 100% you can, because we're set up operationally in these different areas, and you could still partner with somebody that's playing the game of business at a high level. So tell us real quick, we know you sell a lot of real estate, but a lot of agents that sell a lot of real estate, sacrifice everything to do it. They'll sacrifice their physical bodies. They'll sacrifice their, relationships with their spouse. They'll go through a divorce. They won't see their kids or miss all their events. Talk about your philosophy of this on season, off season, and how that fits into your business growth journey.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll touch on two things, the on season, off season, but first I'll kind of just touch on the collaborative efforts amongst other EXP agents. It's something that I've never witnessed before. I think it's great. I guess I can say about Remax, it's a nationwide or worldwide company rather, and you go to these events and you get to see other Remax agents, and it's great, all well and good, but the level of connectedness is really at kind of a once a year event for Remax, whereas with EXP, it's there's 4 events out of the year, but more importantly, there's weekly mastermind calls. So I'm actually in touch with yourself. You're down in North Carolina. I got buddies now who are in Minnesota, Montana, you name it, New York, Ohio. Actually, there's one guy out of Ohio. He's always sending me messages, saying, "Hey, be part of my own mastermind group, and we'd love to help you out with this, that, and the other." So the common goal of everybody, it's just peerless. I've never seen anything like it, because we all have this goal to build this brokerage. I mean, it's gone from 30,000 agents in early 2021 up to over 80,000 agents today. I mean, it's just a remarkable growth trajectory. It's something that I feel part of a common passion, a common goal. So there's that. I mean, which is all well and good, and it's definitely changed my mindset about, probably help propel me do more business this year for sure. I still try to lend credence to having an on season, off season. I know you get a kick out of that, but really what it is, there are certain seasonal aspects of the real estate business. So July and August, especially up in the Boston area, summer vacation, people want to have a good time during the summer. And so there's 2 selling seasons, so to speak. I mean, it is a perpetual market, but there are stronger times a year. So for example, spring market, which runs us through June, and then the fall market, which is pretty much encompassing September and October. So I'm able to kind of hit the pause button a little bit, refresh my mind, and get back in gear for September every summer. And then the same thing goes for December and January, because you have the holiday season, and it's a little bit of a slowdown during that time of year. So I think that there's nothing more important for all the real estate professionals out there to be able to hit that pause button. We always feel like we have to have your foot on the gas at all times, and it really is a pure recipe for burnout. And I definitely try not to make sure that happens. And selling a lot of homes, it's kind of part of the process. But if you're able to take a breather, it's really beneficial.
Yeah, and weren't you in Sweden for a month or something every year you go there
every
for
summer?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. So, and I kind of draw that out of you a little bit, just to understand that you can play the game of business and life. They're not mutually exclusive. And I just have a lot of respect for you because of that. And I'll sort of end with this, and you can add on to it. But in in no world that I've seen in our space could, you know, like me in Charlotte, you know, I've served 5,000 plus families in my real estate growth journey. I've built real estate B school last 9 years. And now you get to plug into this game changers community. We do the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday cadence around different trainings and helping people build residual income, but then also get every tool, system, and training I've ever built, plus 2 digital summits a year, plus the 2 build events, plus the 2 EXP events, where we're all aligned around one of 2 things. Either, and you'll have agents in other organizations help and train on a regular basis in EXP world as well, because we're literally all owners of the company, where you could sort of glaze over that, but when you sell one home, you get $200 of EXP stock. When you cap, you get 400. When you invite someone in, they sell a home, you get 400. You could use your commission check to buy it at a 10% discount, and you can become an icon agent, which you're easily going to do that and get your cap back in EXP stock. And so we're just aligned around that. And then if you're in someone's organization that has a mindset toward growth, we're able to literally come alongside each other and just have conversations with agents that I never would have met otherwise. Any comment on that part of it? And then I want to give the best way to get in touch with you.
Yeah, I mean, it's just unlimited value. It's just something where it's like having all these tools in our toolbox and having all this connectedness to other agents within EXP is just something that's almost hard to put into words. It really is. And it sounds like, you know, again, I don't even know how to express it. I mean, I will tell you that you know, not to sidetrack, but I saw a statistic in Inman News yesterday, which displayed prominent brands' operating expenses per transaction for Q1 of this year, 2022, and all the other brands versus EXP were between 11 and 14 times as expensive per transaction as EXP. It's no wonder the commission splits are terrible at these other brands. It's almost laughable. In fact, it is laughable, and I'm so happy I'm with EXP. So it really comes back to, like, again, you get everything you could possibly, you know. I think one of the biggest questions, actually, I would just want to ask you this question, Lars. A lot of agents, when I tell them about EXP, they say, "How does EXP make any money?" It's a big question, right?
Yeah, and it's also a question: how does your brokerage make any money? You know, when I saw, because you were the one that shared that with me, and I posted it in our community. You know, every other industry has eliminated the parts of their business model that don't add value. And so what EXP has done is they've just taken a proven model. Like, agents talk to agents about their brokers. Are they happy? Are they not happy? Sometimes there's compensation linked to it, right? Gary Keller brought in the 7 levels of profit share. And now we're just able to model that, but with revenue share that pays out 20 to 50 times or whatever crazy multiple, if there are profits in some of these franchise models. And I think that's the beauty of this platform. But I saw those numbers in particular, one of them, and I won't name which one, they were over, like you said, I think it was 13 times more money they spent to operate the company, and they sold half the number of homes. And, like, wrap your head around that. You're spending less than 1/10 of what this other company is spending. And it's literally because everything has been wiped out of the overhead structure. There's no physical office spaces. You know, there's no regional owners. There's no recruiters that are hired at the local level, right? We get a good experience at this company. We want to do a video like this and just tell people about it. So I urge you, as you're watching this, to simply reach out to Dan and just have him take you through a process. This guy sells a lot of real estate. He's not new to the industry. He makes as good money as anyone in the industry, yet he realizes that there isn't an exit strategy. He can play this off-season, on-season thing, but at some point, a baseball pitcher or a wide receiver for a football team, like, you have to retire at some point. You know, and so any final thoughts on that? And then also, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
No, I'm with you 100%. Best way to get in touch with me is 617-820-8085, or email me at dan@gorfinklegroup.com.
Awesome. So that's Dan at GORFINKLE group.com.
Perfect.